So half-time in the 3 o'clock Premier League games today. Tammy Abraham's first Premier League goal has given Swansea the lead at Crystal Palace. It's goalless at the John Smiths between Huddersfield and Southampton. Josselu's put Newcastle ahead against West Ham on his first start for the club. And at Vicarage Road, it's 0-0 between Watford and Brighton, but the host down to 10 men after Miguel Brintos was sent off for a reckless lunge on Anthony Knockaert. OK, here's Jules.
So of all of the goals in the 3 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League, every single player that's recorded a goal and assist in terms of fantasy football terms is very low cost at 5.5 million or less. And Josselu on the radar now for most FPL managers after his first goal for Newcastle. Just 5.5 million gets him into your team. And of the 4.7 million FPL managers around the world, just 7,000 of you have him in your side. Also a low-cost combination at Swansea delivered points. 5.5 midfielder Leroy Fer laying on the goal for Tammy Abraham. Now, we also said that West Ham's Chicharito was in line for a big day, being the most transferred-in player this game week. Over 500,000 of you adding him to your teams, but his first half yellow card has led to a 1-point deduction already today. Now, we've also had lots of social media reaction to the goals from the first half. First of all, this one from a Newcastle fan who said, "Oh my goodness, we've actually scored." And then this from Stu Baker, who's a Swansea fan, who said, "We've got a 100% scoring rate from shots on target this season."
Yes, the one shot on target for Swansea and the one goal. OK, into the Championship. Barnsley 2 up against Sunderland at the break. Gary Hooper's given Sheffield Wednesday the lead at Burton. Cardiff have come from behind. The leaders lead QPR 2-1, but Ipswich trailing at home to Fulham today. Millwall 3 up at the break at home to Norwich, and Sheffield United lead Derby 2-0. In League One, Blackburn Rovers are 2-1 up against MK Dons at half-time. Stuart Sinclair and Billy Bowden have put Bristol Rovers 2 up against Fleetwood. Peterborough lead Northampton by 2-0. Patrick Bauer's goals given Charlton the lead at Rotherham, and Paul Cook's Wigan lead his former side Portsmouth. Ivan Toney with the goal there. League Two, Exeter have come from 2 down to be level at Cheltenham. Colchester are 2-1 up against Forest Green. Lincoln lead Carlisle through Alex Woodyard's goal. Rhys Bennett's put Mansfield 1 up against Luton, and Harry Kewell's Crawley lead 1-0 at Swindon. In the National League, Halifax made it back-to-back wins after beating Guiseley 2-0 in our early televised kickoff. Dagenham 3-1 up against Bromley, and the leader Sutton 1 up against Maidstone through a Tommy Wright goal. And in Scotland, Stephen McLean's goal has put St Johnstone 1 up at Celtic at half-time. Motherwell have come from behind to lead Hearts 2-1, and it's 2-2 at Firhill between Partick Thistle and Aberdeen. OK, let's go to Old Trafford now. It's our 5:30 game. Manchester United and Leicester, and Jake Humphrey and the team there for us.
Mark, thank you very much. Welcome along to Old Trafford. Gorgeous sunny day here in Manchester, and alongside me for the late game today, Rio Ferdinand and Robbie Savage. Nice to see you both, and welcome back. Your first Premier League game of the season with us.
Yep, I'm excited.
I mean, as well, Jake.
Yeah, but we'll just talk to the main man just for a bit. We'll come to you, and it's just like Score here, you know. We just talk to the main people.
Okay.
Talking of excited, we were messaging each other. You are properly excited about this today, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've missed the first couple of the weeks of the season. I've been sitting watching at home or in a pub. I can't wait to be here and just now feel it, being in the stadium. And I'm actually excited to come to a Man United game for the first time in a long while.
And Robbie, it's nice to see you as well.
Thanks.
What are you particularly excited about, Rio? No. What I do want to talk about with you, actually, if you just turn around, Mark, and go off down that tunnel. So the last time Leicester won here, 1998, Robbie, and it all kicked off down there between you two, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a...
No, it weren't Leicester, it was a Blackburn.
Blackburn, yeah.
Yeah, I had my studs on his throat in the tunnel about halfway down after he...
Who won the fight?
If we got CCTV, that'll tell the true story. Robbie believes something else, obviously.
Listen, Rio and 3 security men won it.
All right, well, let's focus on Leicester.
We've become good pals after that.
Because you did play the last time Leicester won here, didn't you? That was back in
1998.
yeah?
We had a very good side. I think I was a right wing back, and the ball come to me from Gary Parker, flicked into Tony Cottee, who put it past Peter Schmeichel, 1-0. We always had done well for Leicester here. Drew 2-2 on the first day of the season, I think in '99 as well. So yeah, we got a good record. Well,
what can they do today, Leicester?
I think they've got to be very defensive and try and hit United on the counter-attack. I think all Brighton and Mahrez have got to double up on whether it's Rashford, Martial, you know, play deep, double up and try and hit United on the counter-attack. Because if they left one-on-one situation of full-backs, they could get destroyed.
Because I'm a bit surprised by you. Everyone seems to be getting carried away by Manchester United. They've played West Ham and Swansea, and I expected you to turn up today saying, no, let's keep this in perspective. There's not been a test for United yet, but you seem as confident as everybody else.
Them two games you mentioned, that Man United have played today against them two teams respectively, they were drawing or losing them games last season, 0-0s, not putting them teams away. Man United this season, with the added addition of Lukaku, Rashford from the left-hand side with the threat running in behind, the way they're playing Pogba a little bit more advanced with Matic behind it, I think they're going to blow them types of teams away. And I see that happening here today with Leicester.
Wonderful. And depending on how it goes in the studio, we might have to recreate the fight a little bit later on.
It's only 1 minute. He's not been in the gym for a while.
And you're looking good.
Thanks.
Right, back to you guys. I'm sure you're missing Robbie greatly on score today, particularly Chris, right?
Well, that's why.
Chris, how much are you missing Robbie today?
Yeah, like a hole in the head.
We've been watching Lee Westwood and Andy Cole putting at Newcastle at half-time, haven't we, Glenn?
We have.
It's getting more and more bizarre today.
It is. That was more entertaining than the first half.
I think Andy Cole hold his putt before Lee Westwood.
Yeah, I think he did. It was a massive hole as well. Huddersfield have kicked off in the second half. Now, Palace have made a change. And listen, Dean, you'll tell me it's just normal football chat. But Punch and talking to Benteke at half-time, Punch looked pretty irritated with Benteke there, as if lots of gesticulations. I need you running in here and moving and all this.
He'll be saying to him, you know, stop pulling away from the defenders, or he'll be saying, come short when I need you, or they'll be just arguing over that. I mean, you're never wrong as a player, is he?
OK, so what's the change they've made? Tactically, what are they doing?
Well, Lee Chung-Yong's come on. I don't know who they've taken off, but he's out on the pitch early.
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see who they've taken off. But they've got to do something because they're not making any headway whatsoever. And I don't think they've put a cross in for Benteke yet.
I saw a quote from Frank de Boer this week saying this is a must-win game. Where does that leave him then?
Maybe, I seen that quote. Maybe he's trying to... Maybe he thinks the players are a bit easy-ozy. We're going to be all right. We're going to be like, don't worry, we'll stay in the league. We'll finish it.
We always do. That's what we do.
He's given him a bit of a shock.
If you say must win and then he doesn't win the game, that's a terrible start for Palace.
You try anything to win a game, Chris. Or maybe he's tried to put a bit of pressure on the players and say, come on, we've got to win this game today. Pull your finger out.
John, I've just seen Liam Rosenior's come on at half-time as well for Brighton.
Brought on Rosenior and took off their captain, Bruno. But Jules tells me Rosenior is a full-back, left full-back. So they've got one full-back for another one. Maybe they've shuffled the back four across and put an extra one in midfield just to that. They need a bit of flair this afternoon, Mark. Somebody needs to go and with a little bit of creativity to...
Oh, hang on. Is Cathcart injured? The sub who's come on. Is that Cathcart who's down? Doesn't look good, does it?
No, he looks as if he's struggling. But going back to what I was saying, for Brighton, they need somebody just to show that little bit of flair, just that little through the eye of a needle pass. They just need that from somebody today to break Watford down.
He's already got his knee strapped before he's gone on.
It is Cathcart and he's limping, isn't it? Yeah, he went in shoulder to shoulder, didn't he? I think he's finished for the day, don't you?
Oh, what a chance. What a chance, Crystal Palace. Martin Kelly, who's come on as sub, was at fault for the goal. Again, a corner, zone marking again. Free header in the middle of the 6-yard box. Can't miss.
Well, is that Mawson doesn't jump with him, does he, Dean?
Well, the same the other way. At the other end,
yeah.
Ward is marking Mawson from a corner at the other end. It's like as if you say, just let him score.
Yeah.
Come on. When you're marking people, the idea is you don't let them get free headers. The art of defending seems to be going.
If you want to jump with him, to be my guest, jump with him. Cathcart's come off now, hasn't he? So that's one man sent off and two of the subs made already, John.
Yeah, Cathcart off and Carrillo has just come on for Watford.
He's a right winger for a centre-back.
Yeah, but
well,
again,
this is a
Watford
challenge.
Won't have many. They won't have many thoughts with regards to going forward, Mark. They'll try and hit Brighton on the counter, maybe from a set piece, make the most of something like that to get to win this game.
Right, Chris Van La Parra's limping off now as well. No one's making the early stages of the second
there was
half.
just a coming together, I think, with Cedric down the left-hand side. I think he falls awkwardly on his shoulder, but I suspect that he'll be OK to carry on.
OK, we'll see that then. Still no goals then at Huddersfield or at Watford, but Crystal Palace 0, Swansea 1. Tammy Abraham with his first for Swansea, their first on target this season.
2-0 Swansea.
And Hosselu, oh, it's in, it's 2-0 now, Swansea. Oh, what on earth has gone on at the back there?
Shambolic.
Yeah, Ayew has scored. What's happened in the back?
Scored a goal. He's celebrating with the fans. Bit similar to a bit similar to Sterling's celebrations, but they're trying to play offside.
On the goal.
Ayew runs through, beats the offside trap. Goalkeeper, I don't know what he's doing. The goalkeeper comes out.
Hesitates.
Yeah,
He hesitates.
Oh, Kelly stopped. Kelly stopped to put his arm up to play offside.
Trying to play offside, yeah. And I mean, he's come on. He's at fault for the goal. He gives the ball away.
No, that was Scott Dunn, I think. I think it was Martin Kelly who
He's
gave
had an
the ball
absolute
away
nightmare
from
since
the
he's
field.
come on the pitch.
But why would you stop? Play on.
Win the match.
Wayne Hennessy has
That's
come,
Scott
and I can only think he's thinking I'm going to get sent off. He's tried to dangle his leg in. He's not dived. He's outside the box, so he can't dive on the floor. And he's block tackled Jordan Ayew, and he's just walked through him and tapped it in the empty
It's
net.
pathetic. It's three things, isn't it?
It's an unusual goal because I think there's 4 players at fault. Kelly initially losing the ball, then Dan tries to play offside. Milivojevic should go with the runner, and Hennessy should clean him out. I mean, it's
We don't care, Mark. The Swans are 2-0 up.
Jackson 2-0 up.
We don't care.
It's
From the goalkeeper's point of view.
He's hesitant from Hennessy, but he's seen in front of him Martin Kelly in midfield, gives the ball away so cheaply. That's one player out the back line. Then Scott Dunn starts to drop with the rest of his back line. Like flimsy call for offside by Holden. It's a hopeful call that is offside, and it's just too easy. And so then Hennessy finds himself, do I come, do I go? He doesn't really make a decision. He comes to the edge of his box, he hesitates, he stops, he's in no man's land. It's an easy finish.
What a finish, though, from Jordan Ayew.
Getting a rebound. So Palace lost 3-0 at home to Huddersfield on the opening day, lost 1-0 at Anfield, are 2-0 down now. They did win in the League Cup in the week, but to be honest with you, Mick McCarthy changed his entire Ipswich team and put the youth team in. Right, couple of saves to tell you about. Joe Hart, first of all, Glenn.
Yeah, lovely move from Newcastle. Put a beautiful move together. And Joe Hart, it flashed across the 6-yard box. Lots of bodies coming in on him, but he actually managed just to get a nice palm and palms it out square, out wide. Could have been dangerous if he'd have just palmed that back in, Rachel, back into the bodies. He just slides it across nice, uses his experience, just nudges the ball on. For me, that's a really intelligent save.
Yeah, I know, I totally agree with you.
a bad injury,
How he directs it, he just puts it into an area where there's no one there, and that's the ideal way of controlling that save.
There's another Watford player down now injured. Fenelia, is it?
It's Kiko Femenia. He's up on his feet then. He looks like he's going to be okay. But
He's been taken out by Gomez.
Femenia, really, really brave. He's cleared almost inside his own 6-yard box. He's lifted it over the bar, and he got himself in there. It was
Good
a
defending.
clear goal if he hadn't got back to make the clearance.
Marco Silva is biting a hand off for a point at this stage, isn't he? Down to 10 men.
Take a point all day long.
All day long.
With Cathcart gone off injured, Britos sent off. Take a point all day long.
Yeah, absolutely. They're having to defend now. And Gabbiadini had a chance. Just maybe his touch was a bit heavy. He was on the stretch a bit as he shot, Chris.
Yeah, he did. Just seeing a picture of Paul Ince in the stand just there. But Gabbiadini, I've been disappointed with Southampton. You know, said about their style of play last season, the manager was sacked because of that. But they've counter-attacked. Gabbiadini from 20 yards, put under pressure. I think it was from Lowe, the left back, getting across.
Oh, almost a goal for Brighton there. John,
Actually,
very
offside.
close.
Offside anyway. Offside anyway. Hamed is a corner, comes over. It's headed back across. Hamed, it's not far past the post, but headed across by Duffy, and it's Hamed just past the far post, but irrelevant because it would have been offside anyway.
What you could say in this situation as the manager, you could say, listen, let's just keep 2 banks of 4. Don't concede a goal for as long as we can, and with 10 minutes to go, I'll make a couple of changes. We'll try and nick it at the end. We might put 2 up instead of 1, and we'll try and nick the game at the end.
But what if you try and nick it, and because of that forward thinking, you lose it?
Well, that's it. If you leave no time at the end of the game for the opposition to get the equaliser, you can nick the game. That's why you take some risks with 5 minutes to go.
Torquay going bottom of the National League at the moment. Tavon Campbell on loan from West Brom, so not a million miles, of course, just around the corner from Solihull, has got the goal there. Jules, Frank de Boer lasted 85 days at Inter Milan. This is day number 61. What are the Palace fans saying about what they've seen so far?
Well, they are feeling quite embarrassed about that second goal that they've just conceded against Swansea. Sarah Ebrahim says, what kind of goal to concede was that? Kelly should have just cleared it into the stands. Harry Lachat says, I can't recall a more embarrassing goal that we've conceded. And Darren Benskin just sums it up by saying, put a fork in me, I'm done.
Do you know what though, Mark? That you spend all week working on your defence, and Tompkins goes off with a groin strain. You bring somebody on who's not been involved.
He's not been listening.
He's playing. He's not been listening. He's not ready. He's had a nightmare, Martin Kelly, since he's come on. And you hold back force change. Scott Dann is playing offside when he's ball side. The ball's his side of the pitch.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where his partners are behind him. He doesn't know where anybody
Taking a
else is.
monumental risk.
You just got to follow the run.
Yeah.
You can't play offside unless the only man who can play offside is the furthest away centre back to the ball.
Would
He
that,
can see
would, that, would
everything.
that have happened under Sam Allardyce, do you think?
Well, I don't think it would have happened if Tompkins hadn't gone off.
Yeah, but
Tompkins has gone off.
these things happen, don't
Yeah,
they? You
yeah,
know,
it gets disrupted and you lose goals like that. It looked shambolic, and it was.
But most teams get disrupted every week. You know, you expect your
You've got
player
to be able to
go
deal
on.
with that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because,
That's
you know,
part and parcel.
That's the nature
That's
of
a
the beast. People get
basic
injured.
organisational that you work in training, whether you start it
Well,
or
that's
not.
what I'm trying to say. When they're not involved, sometimes they don't listen, and sometimes they've just not been in the practice.
Tom Bushell's got a 5th goal at Firhill. Who's in front now, Tom?
It's gone to Aberdeen, and now once again we've got our 6 goals that I predicted. It's just gone 3 goals each. Aberdeen went 3-2 ahead by Scott Wright. It was a stunning goal from the left side of the box, whipped it in, top right corner. But now Partick Thistle are back on level terms here. It's headed in, I can't quite see who. It's Keown, I think, who's got the equaliser from Partick Thistle. It's 3-3 here, and we have the 6 goals that I predicted an hour ago.
You did, Tom. You did predict it. Well, Martin will be happy about that, won't he? This boy Niall's got a goal.
Yeah, he's done all right. He's injured in the summer, he was. He's come back. He had a really good game against Celtic the other week, and a Keown scoring a goal.
Keown scoring a goal. In the right end. Yeah. OK, we'll be back in a couple of moments' time.
More than his dad got.